Hey everyone, I'm so excited to share something with you today that can truly change the way you live, think, and feel. It's this powerful idea. Your mind is a tool, not your master. If you've ever felt like your thoughts are running the show, keeping you up at night with worries, replaying mistakes, or making you doubt yourself, this is for you. I'm going to walk you through what this means, why it matters, and how you can take control of your mind to build a better, more peaceful life. Let's dive in and make this journey together with heart and hope, because I know you're here to improve your life, and I'm here to help you do just that. What does it mean for your mind to be a tool? Let's start with the basics. Your mind is incredible. It's like a supercomputer that helps you solve problems, make decisions, and dream big. But here's the thing, it's not supposed to be in charge. You are. Think of your mind like a hammer. A hammer is great for building a house, but you wouldn't let it decide where to swing itself, right? If you let your mind run wild, it can start hammering away at things you don't want, like your confidence, your peace, or your happiness. I came across this idea on a website called valonasana.com, where Valon Asani puts it perfectly. You are not your mind. Your mind is a tool. It should serve you and not control you. You are the master. This hit me hard because so many of us let our minds take over. Have you ever been stuck in a loop of negative thoughts? Maybe you're worrying about a work deadline, or you keep replaying a conversation where you think you said the wrong thing. That's your mind acting like it's the boss, dragging you into a spiral of stress or self-doubt. But here's the good news. You can change that. You are not your thoughts. You're the one who gets to decide what to do with them. It's like you're the rider, and your mind is a wild horse. If you don't know how to guide it, it'll run wherever it wants, maybe even throwing you off. But if you learn to hold the reins, you can steer it toward the life you want to live. Why does this matter? Before we get into how to take control, let's talk about why this is so important. Your mind produces about 70,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot of mental chatter. According to a Medium article, many of these thoughts are automatic, designed to keep you safe by anticipating dangers. Back when humans were dodging predators, that was super helpful. But today, when you're not running from lions, those same survival instincts can make your mind overactive, leading to anxiety, stress, or even depression. There's even research suggesting that an overactive mind might increase the risk of health issues like Alzheimer's disease. As mentioned in an article from Thrive Global, they point out that our minds have become like a god we worship, always prioritizing thinking over feeling or intuition. This imbalance can disconnect us from our deeper selves, our soul, our heart, whatever you call that inner voice that guides you when logic alone isn't enough. When your mind is in charge, it can trap you in cycles of worry, regret, and fear. It's like being stuck in a car with a driver who's speeding in the wrong direction. But when you learn to use your mind as a tool, you can steer it toward clarity, creativity, and peace. That's why mastering your mind is a game changer. It's not just about feeling better today. It's about building a healthier, happier future. My own journey with this idea, let me share a personal story to make this real for you. A few years ago, I was going through a rough patch. Work was stressful. I was doubting myself, and every night, I'd lie in bed with my mind racing. I'd think about everything I did wrong that day, what I should have said, what might go wrong tomorrow. It was exhausting. I felt like my mind was holding me hostage. Then I stumbled across this concept. You are not your mind. It was like a light bulb went off. I started experimenting with talking to my mind. Like Valon Asani suggests, when those negative thoughts crept in, I'd say, "Hey, mind, thanks for trying to protect me, but you're not in charge. I am." It sounds a little silly, but it worked. By acknowledging my thoughts without letting them take over, I started to feel lighter. I wasn't fighting my mind anymore, I was guiding it. That's when I realized my mind is a tool, and I can choose how to use it. It's not perfect, and I still have days where my thoughts try to take the wheel, but now I know I have the power to steer them back, and I want you to know you have that power too. How to make your mind your tool. So, how do you actually do this? How do you take control and make your mind work for you? Here are some practical steps, based on what I've learned and what experts suggest. These are simple enough for anyone to try, and they can make a big difference over time. 1. Notice your thoughts. First step is awareness. You can't control something you don't notice. Start paying attention to what your mind is doing. Are you stuck in a loop of worry? Are you beating yourself up over something small? Just noticing is huge. It's like stepping back and watching your mind from a distance. You don't have to act on every thought, you can just observe it. One way to practice this is through meditation. You don't need to be a guru or sit cross-legged for hours. Just find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and focus on your breath for 5 minutes. When thoughts pop up, and they will, don't get mad. Just notice them and bring your focus back to your breath. This trains your mind to stay calm and helps you see that you're not your thoughts. You're the one watching them. Talk to your mind. This might feel a little weird at first, but try talking to your mind like it's a friend who's trying to help but getting it wrong. When you catch yourself spiraling, say something like, "Mind, I see you're worried, but I've got this. Let's focus on something else." Valin Asani uses a phrase I love. "You are not the master mind. I am the mastermind." It's a reminder that you're in charge, not your thoughts. This works because it creates a separation between you and your mind. You're not fighting your thoughts or trying to push them away. That just makes them stronger. Instead, you're acknowledging them and gently redirecting them. It's like telling a hyperactive puppy to sit instead of chasing its tail. Point 3. Focus on what you can control. Your mind loves to wander into things you can't control, like what someone thinks of you or what might happen next week, but that's a waste of energy. Instead, focus on what you can control right now. Maybe it's tackling a small task, like writing an email or cleaning your desk. When you're fully engaged in something, your mind doesn't have room to wander into negative territory. I find this works best with activities I enjoy. For example, when I'm painting or cooking, I get so absorbed that my worries just fade away. It's like my mind is too busy to make trouble. Find something that lights you up, whether it's gardening, writing, or even playing a game, and let it anchor your mind. 4. Challenge negative thoughts. Not every thought your mind produces is true or helpful. When you catch a negative thought, like "I'm not good enough" or "this will never work," ask yourself 2 questions. Is this true? And is this helpful? Most of the time, you'll find the answer is no. If it's not true or helpful, let it go. For example, if your mind says, "You're going to fail at this," pause and think, is there evidence you'll fail? Maybe you've succeeded at similar things before, and is this thought helping you move forward? Probably not. It's just making you feel stuck. By questioning your thoughts, you take away their power and make room for more positive ones. 5. Surround yourself with positive. Your environment shapes your mind more than you might think. If you're constantly around negative people or consuming stressful news, your mind will soak that up like a sponge. Instead, surround yourself with things that lift you up. Spend time with friends who make you laugh, read books that inspire you, or listen to music that feels like a warm hug. I started doing this a while back, and it made a huge difference. I swapped out scrolling through negative news for listening to podcasts about personal growth. I spent more time with people who believed in me. My mind started to feel lighter, like it was finally working with me instead of against me. 6. Listen to your inner voice. This one's a bit deeper, but it's so important. Your mind is just one part of you. There's also your heart, your soul, your intuition, whatever you call that inner voice that knows what's right for you. Sometimes, your mind gets so loud that it drowns out that voice. But when you quiet your mind, you can hear it again. The Thrive Global article talks about this beautifully. They suggest that we've been brainwashed into thinking our mind is everything, when really, our soul or intuition should come first. They even propose changing mindfulness to soulfulness to reflect this. I love that idea because it reminds us to balance our thinking with our feeling. For me, this looks like taking a moment to check in with my gut. If I'm overthinking a decision, I pause and ask, what feels right? Sometimes my intuition knows things my mind can't figure out. It's like a compass for life, guiding me when my thoughts get tangled. The science behind it. Let's talk about why this works from a science perspective, because I know some of you love the facts. Your brain has something called the default mode network, which is responsible for those 70,000 thoughts a day. It's always scanning for potential problems, which is why it loves to dwell on what could go wrong. That's great for survival, but not so great for happiness. The Medium article mentions a therapy by Jeffrey M. Schwartz, where people with compulsive behaviors distract themselves with positive, complex